Hey guys, hope everything is fine and you must be enjoying the moments of the life, both the good moments and the challenging moments, which are very important for the life to run. Anyways, you have seen my screen. The agenda for the today's video is what is Excel and what can be done with Excel, the scope of the Excel in industries and why the Excel is very essential. And in this video, I will try my best to give the answer for all the four questions. Maybe if I missed any question which a beginner can have in their mind, they can just post in the comment section. I will try my best if you want. So here everyone knows that Excel is something in the computer. Everyone has the idea because we have heard this Excel. When I was reading in the college, when I was studying in the higher secondary, I heard the Excel, but I was not touching the Excel. What actually is this? Because nobody was telling us. I don't know that. Maybe they don't know, the others don't know. It was like that. Now I came across this concept. I want to share the same thing through this social media platform with others if you are ready to listen my words. And one important thing I will tell you here, even though we can explain this Excel and whatever the topic is there in our mother tongue or in Urdu, but here is a question: why I am always trying to speak English? Because we are non-native speakers, and when we are going to company for an interview, any recruitment is there, nobody is going to ask us the question in Urdu or in our mother tongue. Everyone will be asking the question in the English only. So it is better for us to learn daily, try to understand how to pronounce the word so that it will be easy for us. Because you know, for every job in the world, it's important the communication skills should be very strong. If your communication skills are very strong and the other part is weak, the company is going to take you. But if other part is very strong, I mean I mean the knowledge, the matter, the subject is very strong about that particular tool, but your communication is not strong, no one is going to take you. So while understanding, while learning all those things, we have to work on our communication skills so that first thing is the knowledge, then the communication, but we don't have that communication. So for us, let's learn together, let's bring up the youth together, let's try to make the change in the society. Without further delay, we will move on to our first question. What is an Excel? As you can see here, Excel, it is a software program. So it's one of the program. It's a software program which is used to create, and manage spreadsheets. Okay, try to understand a program which is used to create and manage spreadsheets. Now here the thing comes for the spreadsheet. What is this spreadsheet? A spreadsheet is like a big table made of rows and columns. So it's like a big table like this. It will be like a big table. It's made up of rows and columns like this. Here in the horizontal way we have rows, and in the vertical where we have columns. So whenever we will see this big table where we have the rows and the columns, that is called the spreadsheet. Try to understand very slowly and make sure you are not missing a single thing, because everything is very important. Once we will learn by heart, it will be easy to understand everything. So again, I am going to talk about what is an Excel. Excel is nothing, it is a software program which is used to create and manage spreadsheets. What are spreadsheets? Simply a big table in which we have rows and columns, where in this where we can enter any number, we can enter any text, we can enter any formula. Fine. See, let me take you to the Excel interface so that you can understand. See here, once you will open the Excel, you can write in the search bar Excel, you will get it. Here, blank workbook we have. See, you can see here, it is a table, big table. Here in this direction we have rows, and in this direction we have columns. And here you can see for every row there is a name. See, this is first row, this is second row, this is third row, this is fourth row. Then this is the column. A column, B column, C column, D column, everything. First, get clear idea about the rows and the columns. What is a row? This horizontal, this horizontal is nothing, it is a row. This vertical, this vertical is nothing, these are the columns. So these are columns, vertical, and these are the rows. Here, if I will write here, this is like this 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm writing all these in the rows. And from here, if I want to write, again I will write, okay, A, S, D, F, G, like that. This one, where I have written the English alphabets A, S, D, F, G, this is column. And where I have written 1, 2, 3, 4, these are the rows. And rows and columns, they form the spreadsheet to manage and to create this thing. There is a particular software. That software is used for what? That's used to create these spreadsheets. This software is actually the Excel. Now here, as if I will click on here, you can see here the address of this cell. This each box is called a cell. This is cell. Its address is A1. Here its address is A2. Here its address is A3. You can see here the address. You can see here the address. And here, if I want to see here, its address is C3. Here you can see the address C3. Sorry, C1. Here, if I want to check its address, it is C4. And next thing we have the basic structure of the Excel, I can say. Basic structure of Excel. Of Excel. What is that? Understand it. First, we are discussing the question, what is Excel? Okay, so far we have understood it's a software program which is used to create and manage spreadsheets. Spreadsheet is simply this table, this whole table where we have rows and columns where we can enter the text, number, and formulas. Now, basic structure of Excel we will understand here. The first thing is a workbook. In basic structure of Excel, we are understanding, we are writing first the workbook. Then we have worksheet, second thing. Then we have cells. Try to understand. Then we have rows. Then we have columns. Now look here. What is this workbook? Very easy to understand. Workbook is nothing. It is an Excel file. We can say it is a file. It is a file that contains one or more sheets. It is a file that contains one or more sheets. One or more sheets. Worksheets. For example, if in this is my worksheet 1, and if I am using the another worksheet in the same file, that will be my worksheet 2. Like that we can say the sheet, or simply we can say the sheet 2. If I am using another thing, that I can say the another sheet. Even I can say the I can say I can write the name for sheet 1, for name for sheet 2, name for sheet. I can give the different names that we will discuss later. So far we are talking about the workbook. It is simply like a notebook. In notebook we have different pages. We have n number of pages. In the same way, here workbook is working. Now worksheet. Worksheet is simply a single page in a workbook. Single page. A single page in a workbook. So we can say like one sheet in a notebook. Above workbook is a notebook and worksheet is a page. Okay, here I will write here. It's like a notebook. Okay, it's like a notebook. And here I'm writing it is like a page in a notebook, or we can say sheet in a notebook. Okay, hope you have understood the workbook and the worksheet so far. Now comes to the next thing, that is a cell. I think I have already told you before what is a cell. See, the small box where we can enter the data, anything. See, this is the small box, this box, this is a cell. I have entered here the 1. You can see here I have entered the 1. Here I have entered the 2. This is one cell, this is another cell, this is another cell. Likewise we have n number of cells. I will tell you how many rows we have, how many columns we have in one spreadsheet or in one sheet. Even you can see here sheet 1, and here the plus sign is there, and it is already seen here the new sheet. As you can see my cursor, it's on the plus sign, and here it is visible now, new sheet. We can write here, we can just, if I will put like plus, I can have one more sheet now. If I will write again the plus, I can have one more sheet. So this is actually nothing, a sheet in a notebook. Then the whole is called the workbook, and each box is called a cell. Okay, so we have understood these few things about that. Now rows already I have discussed, and columns I have already discussed. The horizontal way is the column, and the sorry, the vertical is the column and the horizontal is the row. Now above you can see, even if it is not visible to you, but you can see here we have the file, home, insert, draw, and all those things. That is called as simply the ribbon. RIBBON. It's a ribbon of Excel. This thing we will take it later. You don't have to worry about that, because I have seen everything. I will be taking in a small, I can say in a small shots, because it should be understood. It's not like that it will overlap in our mind. It is just, it should not take a make a chaos in our minds. It should be explained in a very simple way. Now let's move to the next question. What was that question? Let's see here. What can be done with the Excel? What can be done with the Excel? Just a minute. I will change the color of the pen. Okay. what can be done with the help of the Excel. That's very important thing we have to learn. Okay, by the time everything will be learned and everything will be okay, but before we have to, if we are starting from the scratch, we have to remember few things. This question I'm targeting now, what can be done with the Excel. We can create the spreadsheets using rows and columns. This is the first point. We can create spreadsheets. Okay, spreadsheets, that means we can store the data. Okay, first thing. The second thing is we can perform the calculations. What is that? Calculations by using different formulas or functions. We can use for calculation, we can use the formulas, we can use the functions as well. Okay, next thing is we can make the graphs, we can make the charts. Okay, to visualize the data, we can easily see, like we know in the statistics we have the graphs or charts where we can easily visualize the data. That is once we will move on, then definitely we will come across all those things, and at that time we will encounter these questions. And the next thing is we can use built-in functions. Built-in functions are those functions which are already present in the Excel. Those functions we can use, which are more often used in statistics and finance. We can do sorting and filtering. So if we want to filter the data, if we want to sort the data, we can use that. We can create, one concept is there, that's called the pivot tables. Through pivot tables we are summarizing large sets of data. By when we will do these questions, or when we will understand these concepts, we will learn these concepts, at that point of moment we will understand everything about this. Then we can also use, there is one more thing that's called the macros. We can also use the macros to perform some tasks. That's also called our visual basic for applications. So these are the things what we can do with the Excel. Create spreadsheets, the calculations, graphs, charts, and built-in functions, sorting, filtering. We can use the pivot tables for summarizing the data, and we can use the macros, or we can, that's also called the visual basic for applications. Now my next question is, what is the scope of industries? Third question. Sorry, scope of Excel in industries. Okay, its scope in industries. That means where it is used in the industries. That's very important thing. See, the Excel is super useful for jobs across tons of industries. It is honestly one of those tools that makes us way more productive and valuable in a workplace. That means we will be very productive and valuable in a workplace. We will be respected, we will be regarded. And even because actually what happens, if we know more tools, if we have more proficiency in anything, definitely the boss or the director of the company can promote you to the next level. Now what I'm saying, it is a super useful for jobs across tons of industries. Because why so? Because you can easily do many things. What are those things, and what are the areas where it is used? First thing is a very common thing, general office. General office, or we can say the admin work, administration, admin work, where it is used, where we can organize the tasks, the contacts, and schedules. We can track expenses, budgets, and maintain reports and logs. in the general office. And next one is data analysis and reporting. That's very important. Data analysis. We can do the data analysis and reporting. That means we can analyze the sales, we can analyze the customer behavior, inventory, etc. We can use formulas to find the trends or patterns in the given data set. We can create the dashboards, very important feature, and charts for decision making. Okay, next I'm this time discussing its scope in the industries where it is used. It's used in finance and accounting. You must be aware about that. I'm just reminding all those things where budget, what is the budget, forecasting and financial modeling. We can track income, expenses and calculate taxes. It is also used where in operations and logistics. In logistics, it's also used inventory management, the supply chain tracking, scheduling and workforce planning, operations and logistics like a Flipkart and Amazon. They are using this supply chain, these concepts are there only. Now next, it's using in marketing and sales also. Marketing, if you are marketing, if you are in the sales, you can track the campaign performance, you can analyze website social media data, you can manage leads and other things. It's also used in advanced technical rules, advanced, or we can say the technical rules, like what I have told you. Using the pivot tables, we can summarize the data. We can summarize the data. These all things actually, in actual, if we will see, these all things you will understand clearly when you will go through these things. When you will understand all the formulas, how to write the data first thing, how to open the Excel, then how to write the data, then how to find the trends, how to find the average, how to find the sum, how to freeze. You will understand all those things. Now our fourth question is why Excel is essential. That's very important question. Why it is essential? Why it's very important to learn? Let me change the color of the pen. Let it make red. Okay. Why it is essential? This part I'm going to tell you. Okay. See, few things I will tell you here. First thing is it's used everywhere. Very easy. It's used everywhere. From startups to big corporations, big companies. Excel is a core tool, very important tool, core tool. That means in every office it's used. Almost every job involves tracking, analyzing or organizing something, and Excel does all of that. It's Excel which can do all the organizings or analyzing these trackings. So Excel is used in everywhere from the startups to big corporations, big companies. This is first thing. And the second thing is it boosts our resume. It boosts our resume. That means if I'm proficient in Excel, it will give me a green flag for it will give a green flag for my for my opportunity. I can say for an employer it can give a green flag. That means we have to hire this guy because he knows the Excel. So it also means that if I know the Excel, it shows that I'm organized and I'm analytical, because it has such proficiency. I mean, it has such power, such efficiency. Second thing is it saves the time. If you have to do a lot of many more operations, you can do it and you can save the time. This is the another one. It helps to think logically. Logically, we can become the strong. It is the fourth one. And the fifth one, the most important, is that it opens up more job options. It opens up more job options. Okay. So guys, I have told you about that, and inshallah I will be continuing this series. And meanwhile, as you can see on the page, this learn data science, I have started the Python and SQL. I have started there. I have started this one also. Yes, Excel, and this now Excel, and I will be trying to do one thing in parallel. All the three things I will be uploading. I will be trying to make short videos only, because the long videos are not like it feels like it's complicated. So I will be trying to make the short videos, but for some concepts it's not very like easy to make. For some concepts we have to make, but I will try my best. And thanks for watching this, and we'll meet inshallah again in the next video. Thank you.